Shalom Chesed Yibaneh. A world should be built on loving kindness. It takes teamwork to make the dream work.
There are some people that you can remember what they said last week. I can remember things that Fred said 30-something years ago, because the things that he taught became the formation of my Jewish adult identity.
Recreate the dreams and bring them into reality.
His vision and his passion for not only and love of this congregation allows us to move forward.
Rabbi Guttman is the greatest thing that ever happened to Temple Emanuel.
I was extremely impressed at the way the children reacted to Rabbi Guttman. He had his guitar, he sang songs, he told stories. I guess you would say the rest is history. He's been here for 20 years. I think he's done a superb job as the spiritual leader of this congregation.
Rabbi Guttman in his next life will be an actor on the Broadway stage. He's very theatrical, he's very dramatic, he's a wonderful speaker, and he's very musical. You can really lift the congregation and people to a higher place through music.
They make it a place where children feel strong and empowered and loved, and a very important part of our community.
Really happy when Rabbi Guttman and Rabbi Andy play guitar because it's so upbeat and happy.
He's one of the people who taught me to be kind in the world.
It's not just a place where you worship, it's also a place where you meet new people and find new friends.
When Fred Guttman joined, it was clear from the beginning that we had attracted a superstar.
The thing that I've been most touched by is how he has engaged so many families, and I would say specifically young families.
Having gone through all the different stages with Rabbi Guttman of being a teenager and a young adult, and then moving back and starting my own family in the temple, has been just changed my life.
When Rabbi Fred and Nancy are together in Hevrat Torah, it's like a tag team wrestling match, and I can't begin to tell you how important Hevrat Torah is and has been to me.
The combination of Fred's spirituality and Nancy's magnetism is dynamite.
There has never been a time where you have an effort to help our family, and that has been the biggest help of all.
He's a very busy person, and he's involved so much in the community. Just looking at Israel through his eyes and walking through the Holocaust was very, very memorable.
Here was a person who has literally brought thousands of people to Israel, has educated hundreds of youth through his March of the Living program, his interfaith missions. Fred has literally changed people's lives.
I appreciate you so much for teaching me how to show my children the beauty in nature and taking us on a beautiful trip to Transylvania County, helping us get oriented to North Carolina and see what God has done in his paintbrush.
His musicality, his spirituality, which has blossomed over the years.
Services never get stale. The music truly revitalizes tired emotions, and the sermons are always relevant and hopeful.
I feel so fortunate to have found a new community that in our sunset years we have a home here.
Like there's an earthly Jerusalem and a heavenly Jerusalem, there is an earthly North Carolina, which is the way it is. But there is a heavenly North Carolina, which is the way it ought to be. Today is the day. The earthly can become the heavenly.
And he's inclusive to interfaith couples, he's inclusive to interracial couples, he's inclusive to LGBT, and he's inclusive to anybody who walks through the door.
We are going to stand on a fundamental principle, the principle of equality, regardless of their race, religion, creed, and obviously of their sexual orientation.
A story of a old, relatively small Reformed congregation brought in a rabbi, Rabbi Guttman, who was a transformational leader. And the story would now be about a congregation that has grown by over 200 families.
He has left such a big mark when it comes to social justice. He really has given his voice to people who don't have a voice.
What is God saying if we translate Exodus 14 verse 15? God is saying, forward together!